Another Hootie Series tournament here at Chester Golf Club. First tee, piped it right down the middle, pretty wide open fairway, so not really a stressful swing. Just in the rough here, had about 80 yards. I've really been working on this 3/4 choke down kind of sand wedge shot. Came in a little low, but I ended up sticking one on the green. I'm trying to remember, obviously, the practice putting green for the speed. But I've really been working my routine lately and making sure I do the same thing every time so that every putt, I guess, has the same value, because getting over a birdie putt or a par putt shouldn't like affect the stroke you're going to make or the speed you're going to put on it. So just being more comfortable every putt has really helped me with my putting. So good routine par to start. Pretty straightforward par 5 here. There's a bunker over here on the right that is easily carryable, so it's not really in play. But I'm aiming right in between that tree and that bunker, so that's a pretty good target line for me, and I end up hitting another good drive. We're playing from the white tees this tournament, so they're not the tips, so I only had 4 iron left into this green. Sadly, I didn't really get through it and kind of thinned it, ended up being pretty low and out to the right. But we're still up near the green, so we can get up and down for birdie. This chip was really tough because I was really debating club decision. I ended up taking a 60-degree because I didn't have hardly any green to work with. I didn't want to necessarily open the face as much, and I kind of just go right under it. So a poor decision on the shot. I pulled out the same club. Better result this time. Still didn't really hit a very good chip, so I have some work left for my par, which it sucks to struggle for par being green side and 2 on a par 5, but still end up walking out with a 5. Pretty short par 3 here. I had pitching wedge in my hand. Actually, I believe I had 9 iron in my hand. I didn't really catch this one very well. Ended up being just on the front of the green, which is good, but just not a really good swing, not a good strike, not really good tempo. So really focusing on this putt, getting up and down for the 2 putt. I did not want to leave this one short. I wanted to get to the hole, hit it a little hard, so I have some good work left for my par, but I really paid attention to what it did coming up the hill, and I really read this one. So really good putt to make. I'm still adjusting to these new things, my swing I'm working on. So I'm obviously trying not to fix things and do new things during the middle of the round. I'm kind of just trying to get like dialed in. Because here was a pretty good drive right down the middle. The driver was pretty good for the remainder of this tournament, so I wasn't really worried about this club. These are the kind of shots where I have less than 150 in. I should really be trying to attack, and just did not catch this one at all, so I ended up being really far short. It's just kind of a bummer because these shots, like, I give myself these great opportunities off the tee and I don't really convert, but I'm still working on that. Pretty straightforward chip here into the green uphill, so I'm utilizing the bounce of the club. I love that kind of toe down, not letting the heel dig in. But I really read this putt, so making a lot of putts so far, which is a really good thing considering it's saving my score, and it's a good confidence booster. So that when I do hit greens and have birdie putts, I'll know that they'll go in. Another par 5 here, a little tight off the tee. I struck this one good, just barely pushed out to the right. I actually thought I was fine in the fairway, but I ended up bouncing a little too far right into these trees. But I'm pretty good at these recovery shots. I've been in this situation a lot. So I punched it out. You can see it's going towards that bunker. I'm lucky it didn't go in, but I was expecting to have it cut a little bit coming out of that stuff. Here was weird. I had a 6-yard shot, but I was on a downslope in this fluffy lie, and it's just nowhere near the right shot I have to hit. That was like completely decision making. Like, I didn't chunk it or catch it bad. I just completely played the wrong kind of yardage shot for it. And then here it sucks to be trying to get up and down for par. It's kind of a tough shot over this bunker with a heavy slope from left to right. Trying to make this, just barely missing for my first bogey. It sucks to bogey a par 5 like this. But the scorecard looked pretty clean so far, and my swing is coming together as the round goes on. Here, if you see these 2 trees on the right, that's kind of where my target is, because I'm trying to cut the corner. Only needed 5, but don't need to hit driver at all in this hole, so pretty good swing right down the line of where I needed to be. It sucks because I'm in the middle of the fairway and I'm kind of in this weird kind of lie. But here I really committed to my swing. It came in a little low. I had a gap wedge in my hand, but it actually spun quite a bit. So nice to have a look for birdie. I thought this putt would be really slow, especially after seeing the other guys in my group putt up the hill. So I left this one well short, thinking that it would just a total misread. And then this lip out was pretty rough. So first 3 putt, again, it sucks that when I do hit a green I 3 putt, and when I don't I manage to get up and down. I don't know how that works, but oh well. Another tougher tee shot. Got to hit something straight, but I end up piping it down the middle. The line I picked, I hit it right down where I wanted to hit it, but it ended up being through the fairway, and then my ball was like, I guess, embedded. I tried to get relief from it, but I couldn't, so I had to deal with that. Still ended up getting something up on the green though, which I'm really happy about considering I had that really bad lie. And here's a really tough 2 putt, because again, it's really fast down this hill, very severe slope, so I'm really focusing on the speed. But then again, if I don't hit it hard enough, I don't want to leave myself another tricky downhill putt. As you can see, it just gets to the hole and kind of takes off. So it's kind of a tough one to judge. Just barely missed this for par. It kind of sucks to have 2 3 putts in a row for bogey, especially after making a lot of those putts for par earlier. But moving on, thinking about our next shot, not worrying about the old stuff. Again, just not striking these irons very well. Not really, I'm going at these, but they're not. I'm leaving myself a lot of tricky up and downs here. Luckily, my chipping has gotten better, so I judged this one pretty decently, pretty good chip. So not much work left for the par, which I do carefully read and end up making. So it's a good thing that even though I'm struggling hitting greens and hitting the wedges and irons good, I'm still managing to fight for my score and get out of there with a good number. Kind of a dogleg left here. There's water obviously on the left over by those trees, but then you don't want to hit it dead straight and be in the pine straw. So a pretty good drive. Still had a little ways in. I caught this iron shot a lot better. I'm happy with the strike, but ended up being in this bunker on the right, which is not the best spot to be in considering I have a really far bunker shot. Ended up using the gap wedge. Not a bad attempt though, honestly. I gave myself a chance for par. Obviously wasn't a really short putt, but I'm happy that I got out of the bunker and gave myself a decent look to get 4. And I had the right speed, I just misread the line. A little bit of a bummer to, obviously I'm not complaining about shooting 40 on the front, but 2 of those bogeys came from 3 putts and the other couple ones were pretty silly, so I could have Shots on it a lot better, but now we're just worried about this hole. Longer par 4 here, so this requires a really good drive. But luckily that's not been an issue for me as of recent, so it's nice to walk up to the tee box and know what kind of ball flight you're having that day and just in general, and just be able to trust it. That's something I wish I was as good with my irons and wedges as I was with my driver, because if I was, honestly I feel like I'd be a scratch golfer. But I actually hit a good iron shot for once. I'm just kidding, but I really committed to that swing and really tried to get through it. Almost like swing like I'm trying to hit it as far as I can and compress it. And here, really focusing on speed. I've got enough information on these greens so far, so there should really be no excuses for speed control. Nice little tap in for par. Good way to start this back nine.
Par.
This hole, the wind was pretty tricky off the tee, and it's tough to judge because from playing from the white tees, hitting drivers a little risky with how tight it is up there, and I have to draw it because if I don't, I'm out right, and then I have an even longer shot into the green. So I hit a good drive with my through it. I just had a little ways in on my second, so it's kind of a tough judgment call. And it being in the fairway and having an iron in is not bad. Struck this one better. My swing's looking better as the round goes on with the irons. Still ended up being short. The wind was being weird in this hole because it was swirling everywhere. I ended up taking an extra club and still being short even though I hit it good. But this isn't really too complicated of a chip and it should be an easy up and down. My club kind of dug into the grain. I knew it would do, but didn't think it would check that quick, so just barely missing the par putt. Again, not an ugly bogey, but just kind of a silly one. Here's probably the hardest hole on the course. It's a par 5, but there's water in between the fairway, so you can't even. I didn't even hit 3-wood here. I had to hit 5-wood off the tee just to get something out in the fairway. As you can see, there's a little pond crossing the fairway, and I'm trying to lay up here with a 4-iron. This is a little scary shot because you kind of have to hit it perfect. Struck it well enough, right line. Still gonna have a ways in to this green on this par 5. I think I had like 6-iron in my hand. And there's water surrounding all around the green except for the right, so I'm really kind of aiming at that bunker on the right, trying to draw it. And I actually end up pushing it, so I have a really tough shot over this bunker onto a downslope with water behind the green. So I'm really happy with the result of the shot and just being able to commit honestly to it. It's not in the best position, but I'm glad because I know like I'm trying to chip this in. Pretty good chip. A bogey on the hardest hole on the course from where I was honestly feels like a par. Because with that downslope, weird lie kind of shot over bunker with water behind was pretty scary. So I'm happy I walked out of there with a 6. After not hitting my yardages I usually do all day, I ended up taking an 8-iron because I thought with into the wind and with the water, it would kind of die out, and I ended up flying the green. So, and then here I had a weird kind of sitting down lie. Obviously, I'm chipping on down to a downslope. In my mind, I'm still thinking, yeah, I can make this putt for par. Just the tee shot kind of left me in a tough spot, and this putt didn't break the way I thought it did. But I'm not a horrible bogey, it's just one kind of bad shot that really wasn't even bad. I just had the wrong club was the reason why I bogeyed that hole. Pretty straightforward tee shot on this par 5. Not really worrying about any danger. Was out a little bit to the right, but we're safe in the fairway, so we should be good to go for it. I've gained confidence with my fairway woods and hitting off the ground with them. I was aiming directly at the flag which I really shouldn't have done considering I had a big draw with this club anyways. Ended up drawing too much to the left. I just really couldn't trust the line out to the right, so I had still a wedge in, and then it just barely clips this tree up above me to the left. And it's frustrating because I know like I had a good tee shot, I just choose the wrong kind of shot for my other one, and then here was a really good pitch shot, so I can still make this putt for bogey and walk out of there and be okay. But I just get a little too aggressive and I'm trying to make something. Or sorry, I'm thinking don't get too aggressive and kill something, make it go way past the hole, and then I somehow leave a 4-foot putt short. So a 3-putt double bogey on a par 5 is kind of rough to deal with, I guess, move on from. But I know that my round is still in good shape, so this is a good aggressive, not really a mad swing, kind of was a mad swing in a way. But really good drive, and then here I was really committing to this 9-iron in my hand. You can see I really get through it, really hold the finish. This is a really good shot. It's just a good, there's holes like this where after you have a blow up hole and you really, it kind of makes you mad in a good way. It's like, all right, I want to come back and I want to like birdie this hole. In my mind, I'm trying to birdie this, like make this putt right here. I know like my round, one bad hole doesn't determine like 18 holes of golf. So not a bad putt, left it a little short. This putt was actually slower than I thought it'd be. But a good bounce back hole after that mental battle on the previous one. And then here it's tough because again I'm playing from the white tees. I really should have just hit 4-iron, but I'm aggressive, trying to take 5 wood, and it just barely clips this tree over here on the left and ends up being kind of in the weird stuff. I had the smallest gap imaginable. Honestly, it looks smaller in person than it is on camera, but this was like a tough shot. Like this was like probably my scariest shot of the round. Not only do I have to get it through the trees, I have to keep it low enough. There's basically like this tiny little window I have to get through, so I'm really happy that I got something up even near the green. Heck, I'm long, so. But this is a pretty tough chip. This lie was pretty weird. I did not, there's water behind the green if you can't see. I did not want to get too aggressive and end up blading off that kind of hard, muddy ground. So I've kind of just accepted, yeah, I'm not going to par this hole, I'm not making this putt. Just get something close to tap it in. Considering where I was off the tee and in those trees, this hole could have been a lot worse. So lipping in for a bogey, again, I know my score could have been so much better this round, and it kind of sucked. Sorry, it was a little bit of a bummer that it took me so long to get like confident with my irons, especially because my tee shots were fine. Those weren't the issues. It was this club I'm hitting right now. But this was a really great iron shot. Judged the wind right, judged the yardage right. Well struck, pin high, good line. So a good confidence booster. And here I really carefully read it, did my routine, trusted it. Wasn't afraid to be aggressive with the speed and ended up making my first birdie of the day. So it's nice to know that the thing I struggled with all around, I was able to birdie a par 3 because I hit a good iron shot and then make a good putt. And then here there's water up by the green, so I can't hit a driver. It's gonna be too much. So I ended up being safe, taking even the 5 wood because I know 3 wood is a little aggressive too. But a good drive in the fairway, in a good position to finish this round strong. Well struck iron shot, good divot, got through it. Just a nice way to end this round. And it's not really a tricky putt, but the speed is the most important thing. I know this isn't going in, but I need to get it somewhere up near the hole for a tap in. Good way to finish the round. Good tee shot, good iron shot, 2-putt. Get out of there. Not the score that I would have loved to shoot, but we battled on some holes and we fought back, so good round to finish the year.